Welcome back, everybody, to For Goodness Take. Today, we have Coastal Carolina running back Reese White. Reese, how are you today?
I'm good, man. Just got out of practice. Chilling. How are you?
Awesome. I'm doing great as well. So today we're going to talk some football, banter back and forth, and all that good stuff. To kick it off, what was the first touchdown pass you ever rushed for?
What was it? It was the, let's see, second game of the season. We played Norfolk State, and I had 2 rushing touchdowns that game.
Okay. How about ever, like in your football career from Pee Wee football?
How many have I had?
What's your first one ever?
My first one ever. I didn't really start playing running back and scoring touchdowns until I was in about 8th grade. So my 8th grade year, that was my first touchdown. Played first game, scored a 60-yard touchdown.
Okay, sick. What was the play like? Was it a toss? Was it an inside handoff? Give me some more details on that.
Nah, it was a toss, went down the left sideline, outran a whole bunch of people, and that's when I realized I could really play running back. I could really run, beat all these kids around the corner.
What position did you play originally?
I originally played outside linebacker, more like a rover.
That's a huge transition from outside linebacker to running back.
Yeah, it was pretty hard, but I guess that kind of came easy to me.
So I saw this Instagram video, like the people in the weight room, the linebackers and the running backs, like a similar mindset. Is that true in college too? Like the linebackers and the running backs are like the killers in the weight room.
Yeah, we usually the ones that, besides the linemen, but we usually the ones that put on more weight.
Okay. What was the recruiting process for you in high school, and why did you choose to commit to Coastal Carolina?
Coming out of high school, I didn't have that many offers. I had East Tennessee State that came late, and I had Gardner Webb. Well, my first offer was Miami, Ohio, but eventually they pulled that offer because I waited too long to commit. And then later in my senior year, Coastal came along. They gave me a chance, and I just took that one. Felt like it was a good spot to me after I visited. Felt like home.
What about it felt like home to you?
Just the way the coaches came. I just like the atmosphere, the area, and the way the coaches came in and treated me like I was family already, even though I wasn't even there. The players, I was talking to players, they all treated me like I was part of the team already, part of the family, and I just felt like I fit in.
I had Bryce Carpenter on the show a little while ago, and he had that similar response to you.
Yeah, this Coastal was pretty like that.
So since you completed your first year at Coastal, what have you learned about being a D1 running back?
I learned that this is not high school at all. I got to work for what I want. Nothing's going to come easy to me like it came in high school. It's way different. I got to put on some more weight because these kids are way bigger. I just got to be more smart with my mind, my decisions.
So how have you changed your work ethic from high school to college?
Well, in high school, they usually leaned on me to do most of the work during the games, and I didn't really work as hard because it was, I don't want to say easy, but I played a lot, scored a lot. So I didn't really have a huge work ethic coming out of high school. And then when I came to Coastal, I kind of got humbled a little bit. I was like, man, I need to start working harder. And what I did in high school is not going to cut here.
Okay. So having been played in the Sun Belt Conference, what team is the hardest to play on the road?
App State, by far.
What about them?
It's just I feel like they're one of the most physical teams in the Sun Belt, and their fans and their stadium atmosphere, it's pretty loud and pretty much as close to a Power 5 as you can get.
They were top 25 last year. I think they finished in the top 20. So
Yeah.
how is Coastal Carolina going to take down App State next season?
We were in the game with them this year, but then they kind of pulled away from us. We got to learn we can start out games. If we can start out right, we can hang with pretty much anybody, but we just got to finish it. We got to finish the job. Don't slack off in any play. Just take it play by play and play what we play.
With this new mindset, will we see a brand new Coastal Carolina team in terms of just how good you guys are?
Yeah, I think you will. I think we learned from our mistakes because last year we lost maybe 5 5 games by like 3, 2, 1, and all that. We lost by barely anything, and that was just by the little things that we didn't do.
What little things didn't you do? Miss a tackle, not hustle enough? Give me some more details on what you didn't. The little things
Missed
were.
tackles, missed assignments, busted coverages, jumped off sides, all the stuff that we work on in practice that we should know how to do. We kind of folded it up under pressure.
So with the year more experience in practice, you guys will iron all those things out and probably take home the Sun Belt title, do you think?
Yeah. And then last year we lost a whole bunch of our defense and a lot of other players to injuries, like season-ending injuries. And now that we have them back, we got a couple more people coming in. I think we're going to have a pretty good team this year.
That's what I'd like to hear. I'm excited to see what you guys can do.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
What's been your favorite memory as a Chanticleer so far?
My favorite memory so far is when we beat Kansas at Kansas. That was the first Power 5 win in program history, and we got to do it at Kansas with all those fans there. We got to upset them in their own place, and that was pretty big. It was pretty fun. I think that's my most cherished memory here.
You guys get in the locker room, and what happened next?
Everybody started going crazy. We started singing, dancing. We had a little Jayhawk pinata in the middle of the locker room, and we just busted it down, celebrated.
I remember in March Madness, or I'm not sure if it was March Madness or regular season game, one of the coaches jumped on all the players and kind of crowd surfed them. Did we see, or did you guys do that in the locker room? Like the coach jumped on all you guys and you crowd surfed them. What was the craziest thing that happened in that locker room?
We didn't do all that, but we were dancing with the coaches, just playing a whole bunch of music, dancing with them, having a good time.
What about that plane ride home? Did that energy carry on?
It carried on a little bit, but on plane rides, everybody's usually tired because it's late at night. But it was still a little exciting tension in there, but everybody was tired. We were just excited we got to win, happy we got to win. And, yeah.
How would you describe your game the most?
My game as a running back?
Yeah.
My game, usually running back, I consider myself a power and a I'm do-it-all running back. I can catch a ball at the field. I can get a couple extra yards if we need it. And I'm pretty elusive and quick if I got to do that. But I feel like I'm all-around running back. I can do pretty much everything.
Would you consider yourself more of an Aaron Jones type running back or Alvin Kamara type of running back?
Alvin Kamara.
So you think Alvin Kamara is the most NFL-like player compared to yourself?
Yeah, him or maybe Saquon Barkley, I could say.
Who do you think the best back in the NFL is?
Well, for me, I'm a Giants fan, so I don't want to sound biased, but I got to say Saquon or Christian McCaffrey.
I had this debate with my friends between CMC and Saquon. I think CMC is better, but my friend says Saquon's better because the Giants kind of, no offense, but just kind of suck. So he says if Saquon was put in a half as better situation as the Giants, he'd be the best back, no debate.
I feel like Saquon, he's a better back, but Chris McCaffrey gets way more opportunities. They feed him the ball more. So he produces more because he gets the ball more, if that makes sense.
I 100% can see what you're saying. Do you think the Giants will have a better, team this year? Do you think they're going to improve upon last season or not?
I think they'll improve a little bit, but I think Daniel Jones he's got a year under his belt now. He's kind of got the hang of things in the NFL. If he can get used to it and get right, I think they can be better, have a better season this year.
He put on 10 pounds of muscle. The guy looks pretty huge now. You see that?
Yeah, I did see that. So that
What's
looks like a
crazy
good sign.
is that the draft was back in April, which feels like forever ago. But when I was watching it and the Giants took Andrew Thomas, I was just looking at my TV screen and pretty much shocked. What was your thoughts on the Andrew Thomas pick?
I was shocked, but then again, I understood it. I felt like I wanted them to pick somebody else, but they pick what they need. So I wasn't upset about that. I'm like, I guess you needed him, so go ahead with it.
I thought he was like the second or third best offensive tackle in that draft. I would have picked Jedrick Wills ahead of him or Mekhi Becton. But what were your thoughts on that? They got need. I don't think they got the best player for that need, though.
That is true. I probably would have picked Jedrick Wills too, but it's not he's not too far behind them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They probably could have picked him, but I don't know why they chose that decision. But they must have chose that decision for a reason. So
that's true. So Madden 21, are you gonna get that on Xbox X or PS5 if you had the chance?
Xbox X. I've always been more of an Xbox guy. Had it since the 360. Everybody moved to PS4, but I stuck with my 360. Went on to the Xbox One, and here I am.
I think I'm gonna make the transition from Xbox to PS5 mainly because it seems like it's $200 cheaper.
I think that, and all my friends have PS4s. They're probably gonna get PS5s, and I kind of want to be able to play with them. So I'm thinking about that. But I have all my games are like I don't have discs. I have all my games are online on my Xbox, and I don't really want to have to buy all my new games. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Kind of a decision for me.
What I'm hoping the most out of the Xbox 5 or Xbox X PS5 thing is that we get NCAA 21. That's all I'm asking for.
Or for them to make it reverse compatible.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because last year I had my 360 stopped working, but I still have my NCAA 13 disc, and last year my 360 was working. So all throughout first year I was playing that all the time.
That game is so good. I think it's my favorite video game.
Yeah,
NCAA 2K14.
by far.
If they put you in the game for 21, what's your overall going to be?
I don't think it would be maybe like a 70, maybe lower. Because I played a little bit, but I didn't really do that much. I did have 5 touchdowns this year, but I didn't get in the game enough to really show what I can like do. So I don't know how that rating would be. I don't think it'd be terrible because I was like 5th on the team, most points, but that'd just be a decision up to them, the makers.
By the end of the season, what do you aspire to be?
I aspire to be one of the most underrated running backs in the Sun Belt Conference.
Okay, that's what I like to hear.
Because right now, nobody knows who I am. But this season, my sophomore season, I want them to know who I am. So come to my junior season, I'll just blow.
I think that's what we all hope to see from you.
Yeah, hope to see that. And I'm going to make it happen.
If you work hard enough, anything's going to happen.
That is true.
Let's take it one level below college, high school football. Settle this debate for me. Which state has the best high school football?
Georgia.
I had this talk with Cross. So why Georgia?
It's just I feel like in the 7A Georgia, I feel like nobody can really hang with them. We've produced so many athletes, and don't get me wrong, Texas is up there. Florida might be up there. But I feel as if Georgia face off, the best Georgia team face off against the best Texas, Florida, California, any team, I feel like we put numbers on them.
Who's the best team in Georgia?
Best team in Georgia, the top, I don't know the best team in Georgia right now. It kind of changed up a little bit, but some powerhouses in Georgia, Grayson, Marietta recently, Marietta, school, Carrollton. It really depends on like the A's. There's a bunch of powerhouses in Georgia. I know that.
Being from Cali, I think California has the best high school football. I'm not too familiar with the subject, but I think my stance is on California.
I can see why you say that. California is pretty good, but I got to be biased in this situation.
What Cross said that the players are more athletic, they're just more physical, they hit harder. Is that true?
That is true. I feel like if my high school had an opportunity to play any other state, I don't want to say that we wouldn't have as much competition, but it wouldn't be as physical.
So since it's more physical in Georgia, did you ever get hit sticked? Have you ever just been level, flat, parallel to the ground, hit sticked?
Yeah, I got hit stick by the safety at Auburn now. He's starting safety at Auburn now. He played in my region. I forget his first name, but I know his last name is Monday. He's number 21. That was the first time I ever got hit stick in college or in high school, and that kind of opened my eyes up. Georgia, and that wasn't even 7A. That was 5A because we played in 5A. If they were doing that in 5A, then it might be really ugly in 7A.
I've only been hit sticked once. I don't play with pads with my friends when we play because, we don't have pads. I'm 5'6", so I don't even play football in general competitively. But when I play football with my friends, the 6'3" guy who has probably 60 pounds on me, I was playing offensive guard for whatever reason, came full speed at me, just bodied me into the ground. I was parallel. I hear everyone go, ooh. I'm on the ground. I look up. He tripped on the ground after he hit sticked me. So I did my job. But
Yeah,
that
you did
was
your job,
pretty bad.
but you had to sacrifice yourself.
I don't think it was worth it because I got through a pick afterwards. But in the moment, I felt like Andrew Thomas.
Yeah, you felt like you did your job, even though you had to sacrifice yourself for it. You feel you got the job done, so it's all right at the end of the day.
I needed that ice bath.
I don't really like ice baths for some reason. Maybe I should start taking some, but I don't know. I just don't. I feel like I don't really need to take ice baths. But that's just my opinion. I mean, I will take one, but I've
I
never been
like
type
them.
of guy to be in one. I
It feels
mean,
like you get like a new pair of legs afterwards.
yeah, that is true. But it's just cold water for me is can't do it.
My friend's dad drinks lukewarm water because he hates the cold water. So are you on that same boat with him?
No, not. I can drink cold water, but cold water on me, it just not a good thing for me.
I agree with that. Going in the ocean is just like the first 5 minutes or so when you're getting acclimated to it are the worst.
Yeah, but once you're in it, I can deal with it.
Yeah.
But it's just when I like start to get in it, it's just nah, I don't even want to do this anymore.
So like those Gatorade showers after the game, do you ever just like tell your teammates if I get that game-winning touchdown, don't pour it on me because I'm just gonna start freaking out?
No, I'm not gonna say that. If that ever happens, I'm just gonna have to take it. But yeah, I'm just gonna have to take it.
I guess you have to in that situation.
Yeah. But if it was up to me, if I knew about it before it's coming, I probably would say nah. But you never usually know when it's gonna come. But if it does happen, so be it. I'll just have to deal with it later.
It's kind of worth it though. You get the game-winning touchdown, that lasts forever. The discomfort you feel from the Gatorade, a minute and a
Yeah,
half or two.
it'll last for a little bit, but that memory will last forever. So I guess it's all right.
Exactly. So I'm gonna switch gears on you. This is called the speed round. I'm gonna say a word, and you're gonna say a phrase or a memory or do an action, whatever comes to your mind first.
All right.
Ready for this?
I think I'm ready.
To kick it off, the ladder.
The ladder. Working out.
Reese's peanut butter cups.
Cereal.
Go-to celebration.
Dances. Dance off with my friends or my teammates.
Do you have a go-to move for that dance off?
No, we kind of like try to switch it up every now and then. We don't want the same one going on every time.
Okay. Madden.
20.
How about Reese White?
Running back for Coastal Carolina.
I'm gonna switch it up on you one more time. This is called Recruit Me. So even though I'm 5'6", 130, picture me as a 5-star offensive guard from Los Angeles, and I cut my list down to 4 schools: Bama, UT, USC, and could you guess the fourth one?
Coastal Carolina.
Coastal Carolina. So how are you going to convince me to commit to Coastal Carolina?
I convinced you to play at Coastal Carolina because you're a 5-star offensive tackle. I know you probably want to go somewhere big and have all that fame. But if you came to Coastal, you will start immediately. You'll get probably more recognition at Coastal than you would at Alabama because you would stand out in front of everybody. You'd start immediately, have a huge impact on us because we have a whole bunch of talented running backs, and you just dominate all our competition. You'd be known right away instead of having to wait, maybe redshirt, wait a couple of years to actually get on the field.
How's Coach Jamie Chadwell?
I like Coach Chadwell. Coach Chadwell, he kind of – let's see. Coach Chadwell kind of watches over us, make sure that we do the right decision. he wants us to be responsible and accountable for our actions. But he wants us to have fun with what we do, like have fun playing football. He doesn't encourage a lot of things, but one thing he does encourage is love your teammates. That's the one thing we break off on after practice. What's your job? Love each other. So I think that I like that about Coach Chadwell. He brings us a little closer together.
What's game day at Brooks Stadium like, and how are the fans?
Game day, I think game day is pretty. It's not the best, but it's good enough. We don't have that many. Well, we just renovated our stadium, so the away side just got bigger. So we don't have that many fans fill up the away side, but the home side is always filled and student section is always filled. But we are a growing team, so I feel as if in the next couple of years we can get that stadium packed out.
So if I join, we start dominating on the ground, more fans will come, you think?
Yeah, definitely. They'll probably start coming more. Well, if this whole Corona thing didn't happen, we probably have more fans than we did last year.
What's your relationship like with your offensive line?
They treat me like a little brother because I am only a sophomore and they're mostly redshirt seniors, redshirt juniors. They've been in the program for a while, so they kind of just took me in and kind of like a little brother in the offense.
So if I join the team, what's next?
You join the team as a 5-star.
Yep.
You join the team, you'll get taken in just like everybody else. You'll get taken in, treated, cared for. You'll be treated like you're a part of the family. And you just make sure you had a good time. Make sure you had somebody to lean on, somebody to hang out with. We love you like you are our brother.
Okay.
And you would be our brother.
I think I've heard enough. With everything you've been saying, I'm going to decide to commit to Coastal Carolina University. Go Chanticleers.
Welcome to the family.
Excited to join.
Excited to have you.
Thank you. Well, that concludes this episode of For Goodness Take. Reese, thank you so much for being on the show. Any final questions or comments?
Shocks up. That's all I got to say.
Shocks up. Best of luck to you next season. And come junior year, you're going to be one of the top backs in the nation.
Thank you.
Of course.